All right. You're good enough. You're smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like you. Oh, we're live. Hey, everybody. Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. Fuel prices are on the rise. They're going to go much higher as the recording of this video right now or this live stream. Thank you so much for joining me. It is up. Crude oil is up, almost 5%. And it's because of all the tensions in the Middle East. Now, I have to take a quick break from that and say to everybody that's emailing me, thanking me for the newsletter, and they're getting a lot out of it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please don't email me just a thank you. And the reason why is because we're getting flooded with emails. So, and anyone that wants the link to the free newsletter, go check it out below. It's down below. It shows up once a day in your inbox. All right. Before we talk about oil, because it's a big deal and it's going to press and push the consumer over the edge, right? Also, remember, I've been telling people that you're going to see another wave of inflation. I get it that this is happening due to an escalation of war in the Middle East, but I want you to understand those prices of fuel are going to get carried on, or pushed forward to the consumer, right? To you, to me, in the price of food, of everything, and of toilet paper. Speaking of which, I've got to tell you how people are losing their mind on the internet. I did a short, I did that video yesterday morning, right? At Costco, where I was like, hey, you may want to go and buy some toilet paper. I just did. And I explained how in times of financial pressure or stress or catastrophe, the first thing that goes out is toilet paper, right? It just goes right out the door because, and I explained this, it's because people think that aren't prepared. They panic. The first thing they do, they're like, what do we need? What do you need? They first think, well, we crap every day. So we go and grab toilet paper. And it's the one thing that they just walk out of the store with their hands full and it costs them like less than $10. Well, thanks to Biden, it costs $20 now for a packet Costco. And from what I saw in the comments, some people in the country are paying like $30 for a Costco pack. Holy cow. But my point being is that that's the first thing it goes. I don't give a rip where it's manufactured. I don't give a crap what cost it is. It's the first thing that goes during a hyperinflation, during a crisis, an economic crisis, during a weather event, or during, well, COVID. So my point being is I went down there, I said, hey, you should buy some. And my Costco had pallets and pallets of it. By that evening, before they closed, I showed up and I did a short and it's all gone, right? People lost their minds, their ever-loving minds on the internet because they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. Toilet paper's not made in China. This has nothing to do with the dock workers. And I'm like, man, I don't give a crap where it's made. You need to understand the human emotion. Once you figure out where humans think, where they reside in their minds, the masses, then you know how to make money or you know how to be prepared ahead of time. And I said, I don't care that toilet paper is made in America. If you go down right now to Costco, which was the cheapest toilet paper in town, right? Right. And this is going to get us to this fuel story. This is very important. You clicked on to watch about the fuel. You got to learn about the toilet paper first. It's like learning how to be an investor with first you start with a savings account. And then once you master the savings account, you move on to other things. And before you know it, you're buying stocks, bonds, crypto, gold, silver, and you're crushing it and you're a multimillionaire. Okay. You got to start somewhere. So when you're talking about economics and the fact that all economies are driven by emotion, nobody's talking about that on the internet. Where's Milton Friedman? All right, my point being is that it doesn't matter where the toilet paper's made. It's gone. And so now, anyone that goes to Costco and goes, what do you mean you don't got toilet paper? It's coming on a truck. Yeah, we get that, but I need it right now. I just ate a bunch of Mexican food and it was delicious. And I need it now. So we'll go down to Walmart. Oh, Walmart's empty. Okay, well then go down to the grocery store. That crap's expensive. Pardon the pun. All right, so you're putting pressure on, the pressure is already put on the public. It was actually quite impressive, this dock strike, how it's already inciting a little bit of fear in the American population, the public, thanks to the media, because they're out there telling you all the things that's going to happen. Okay, and they're actually not wrong. It's not going to happen tomorrow. Like I said, hey, just stroll down and pick up some toilet paper this morning. You're going to be able to get some. If you wanted to wait till tomorrow, well, you're screwed. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about fuel. Now, crude oil is up right now, as of the recording of this, almost 5%. And this story is out of CNBC. It says U.S. crude oil rises for the third day as traders fear Middle East escalation that disrupts supplies. And there's already tons of talk about bombing oil fields. There's tons of talk about bombing and destroying nuclear reactors, all of this kind of stuff, right? This is going to cause chaos and panic in the futures markets, right? So, and this is, I want people to understand this. Even if nothing gets bombed, your costs go up. When you start to understand how money circulates and how human emotion works, that's when you start to go, oh, a wise man sees trouble ahead and moves to avoid it, where a fool runs headlong right into it. And that's what I want to see all of you become, those wise men and women that go, you know what? Hey, I see that the government's totally screwed up. I get it that there's a small part of the population called liberals that are complete morons, and they do own the media, and they're running the world right now. So I see which way it's going, so I'm just going to sit off to the side right now and let all the crazy train go by, and then I'm going to pick up the caboose and I'm going to start crushing it. So if you agree with that statement and you are wanting to crush it, type 1. Do me a favor. Let's fire up and piss off the algo. All right. So again, out of CNBC, if you got your coffee, U.S. crude oil prices rose nearly 2% on Thursday for a third consecutive session of gains as the market braces for Israel to retaliate against Iran. And like I said, it's already up at 4% right now. So this story is already outdated, but it's okay. I digress. The risk of oil supply disruptions increase as fighting in the Middle East intensifies, but OPEC Plus is sitting on a large amount of spare crude that could step into the breach, according to Claudio Glambriti, chief economist at Rystad Energy. Hey, real quick, I just want you also to understand that the government's super pumped. See, when all this crisis happens, we got ourselves a big strike going on, which I just sent off all the videos to my editor to see if he could start putting things together of all the calls I made last year where I said, hey, you're about to see a massive amount of strikes. And then every strike that happens, and I did videos on UPS, I'm all, there's going to be layoffs, and bam, layoffs came and all that stuff. So we're going to get all those edited, showing you that ahead of time, it's not because I'm a brainiac. Trust me, I'm just a dude with a bro huck and a dream. I am and that is a dream that not only I crush it, but all of you crush it. And I'm not joking. Like, I get more pumped hearing stories from you ever since watching this channel 3.5 years ago, starting how so many of you are becoming wealthy. You have more money than you've ever had. I mean, people that have, I'm not joking. I have subscribers that went from homeless to $10,000 in the bank. This is incredible. And all you need to do is believe in yourself. And I guess follow some dork on the internet called a ninja. But the point being is that the government loves this crap. They love things that are bad, because then they can focus the media on that and not on the fact that Kamala can't, speak in full sentences. True. I don't know if you know that. Hey, real quick, little thing. And I know there's 2 liberals in here. It's okay. You're totally welcome. And we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna dissect what's going on inside that brain, and we're gonna make you super successful and an amazing part of the American population. Okay. And I want you to hashtag who you're gonna vote for right down below right now. Let's do live poll. All right, cool. It's always fun. And thank you to everyone that's hitting the thumbs up. Now it says U.S. crude oil gained 5% this week, but today it's already up 4%. It says here, this spare capacity is now preventing runaway prices. When they're talking about spare capacity, they're talking about the capacity that we can store, right? Amid one of the deepest and most pervasive crises in the Middle East in the past 4 decades, Glambriti told clients on a Thursday note. You just, the ninja don't read too well. But traders begin to, it says here, OPEC Plus spare capacity could be sufficient to cover disruption of Iran's exports if Israel strikes the Islamic Republic's oil infrastructure as retaliation for Tehran's ballistic missile attack. But and I want to remind you, OPEC Plus doesn't like the U.S., okay? They've been having to deal with the moron for the last 4 years. They're getting tired. They already walked away from their agreements. Saudi Arabia, I'm speaking of, they're a big, part of OPEC Plus, and they have a lot of say. And so they've been tired of dealing with a limp biscuit, and they are ready for some real leadership. So they're moving over to China and Russia. I know it sounds crazy, and not a lot of Americans like to hear that, but it's absolutely true, okay? We can't change everything. The one thing we could change is our own financial pocketbook, and we as American people need, as the middle class and the low income poor people in the country, we need to become wealthy. And that starts by putting down the credit card, saving some money, getting out of debt, and then we start investing. All right. And okay, honestly, I'll just tell you right now, go out and buy a few silver dimes. If you don't own, real quick, little poll. Just say I don't if you don't own any silver coins down below. Now, this is not to criticize you. I'm going to encourage you, and I'm going to show you something you could do today for $3, $3. If you got $3, you're in luck. That pretty much costs you a coffee now at McDonald's that used to be $1, thanks to Biden. If anyone in here does not own any silver, I want you to go down. I just want you to buy a $3 silver dime. Actually, if you can get it under $3, you're stoked. Go down to a coin shop, go down to a pawn shop. No joke today. Cisco, I see Cisco saying it right here. Ryan saying he doesn't. This isn't to make you feel bad. And everybody right now, if you agree with me that they should go down, Chris says he doesn't have any silver. Go down and buy just one silver dime for $3 or maybe two. If you think they should, say yes. And the reason why I say that to the few people in here that don't have silver, because it's going to get you to think differently about money. And I'm not joking. Look at it every day, put it up somewhere. It's going to look like a dime, but it's not. You're going to see what I'm talking about. And once you start learning about that, you're actually going to, and when I talk about emotions in the human being that controls the economy, well, when I teach you and you learn about the difference between fiat currency and real money, something of real value and worth, it changes your DNA. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. Well, maybe not your DNA, but like the way you think, the way you perceive things. And once you understand what gold and silver is and why it's in the Constitution, that no money shall be in any other form other than gold and silver, you start figure out, oh, now I know what a rich man thinks like, how a rich man thinks. Say gold is the money of kings, right? They say silver is the people's money. I have a feeling that the people are about to rise up, and it's happening all around the world. You're seeing all of these right-wing extremists that the media says, because they're all left-wing pundits, fools. They're saying they're all taking over, right? Well, it's because the people are rising up and they're asking for a change. And all they want is truth, honesty, and integrity, and things that we'd all want in politicians, but we've got the Democrats. So my point being is that when you start to learn this about silver, your life will change. I know it sounds crazy, but it's absolutely true. A true story. I had made my first million when I was young. I was in my mid-20s. I did it through real estate, but I had no concept. And I'd sold all my real estate before the crash. I sold it all around 2006, except for 3 properties. I kept 3. And my point being is that I didn't know anything until I started to learn about real money, silver and gold, and what our monetary system and how it had been destroyed through central banking. All right. So, and I started learning about the history of the world and world economies and how they always fail the exact same way. There's nothing new under the sun. Right. So that's why I want to encourage you to go buy silver. So you're about to see the nation start reeling in higher fuel prices. On top of that, at the same time, you're getting pain at the pump, you're getting screwed over there, you're getting screwed at the grocery store, and you're going to get screwed, just trying to go buy certain electronics, things like that, because of the dock worker strike. And the point being is the government loves this, especially the Democrats, because they're like, we've got an answer and we'll fix it, because they're on this whole, you need to vote for prosperity. They are just give you a bunch of idle promises and they never come through with any of them, right? It's like Kamala or K-pop or whatever her name is, going down the border and talking about how she does a good job at the border. It's like, no, the wall's doing a pretty damn good job right now. You didn't build that. As a matter of fact, you're against it. But I digress. All right. So here's the thing. The truth is what is coming, and I don't have a crystal ball, and you don't need one to see this. This election cycle, you've got 2 options, right? You got a pretty solid option, right? A business person. You got a pretty scary option, a politician that will do anything her, handlers will tell her to do. And the thing is, the truth is that either way, the economy collapses, because one side, if Trump gets in, is going to scream and yell and pull the plugs on the economy. The other side gets in, they're going to tax you to death, destroy you, tell you it's only for the rich, just like they did in 1910 or 1913 for tax, income tax. They said it was only for the rich, and then they're going to scale it down. They're going to do the same thing to you with this one, and so they're going to tax you to death. They're going to impoverish you. They're going to take away your right to bear arms. All of that kind of stuff. Now you can see why YouTube always wants to mess with me, because everything I'm saying is the truth. Type 10 if you agree with that. And on that note, again, there's a free link to the newsletter. It helps me out just because it's free. All you do is once a day, you get a synopsis, an email with all the links of the videos and some things I can't share, and other world events that are going on, so that you can just look at it in one little spot. So again, to everyone that's thanking me for how stoked they are on it, just do me a favor. I appreciate it, but just don't email me, because my inbox is size matters, but not in that case. That's not the kind you want. All right. With that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.